Good, beautiful morning to you, and welcome to Kingdom Moments. I am your host, Pastor Gerald Kirby of Lighthouse Church, Pensacola, Florida. Kingdom Moments exist to share the whole gospel of God with our family, capital I-L-Y. Today's focus is going to be the patrol of the earth. We have patrolled the earth, and behold, all the earth is peaceful and quiet. Zechariah 1:11. So there are going to be 7 major movements between chapter 1 and chapter 7. The prophecy then shifts to the coming peace of Israel and how God is going to judge the nations. And finally, we will read about the return of Christ. But for now, the first vision that Zechariah has is a vision of 4 men on horses. Now, these horses have different colors. There's white, red, and there's sorrel, which is like a brownish orange. Horses behind the one man. Now, these indicate that they have been patrolling the earth for the Lord, and they find that all is peaceful and quiet. Okay, but what time frame is this? This is important. We find the answer in verse 12, when the angel of the Lord answered and asked God if his hand would be moved after these 70 years. Therefore, this prophecy is going to begin with the Jews being in captivity in Babylon, but they are on the cusp of coming home. Now remember, Ezra and Nehemiah are working during this time to rebuild the walls in the temple. Ezra was tasked by God to rebuild the temple, and Nehemiah was utilized with his helpers to rebuild the wall. Now, when we take a glance at the end of the book of Zechariah, we see the coming of the Messiah. Therefore, what God is going to reveal to you and to me is the timeline from the 70th year of captivity in Israel to Christ's second coming. And the first thing we see is Israel in a place where they're helpless. The enemy has come and taken them away. They're believers now. Their might keeps the Israelites in captivity. However, this 70-year discipline is not without merit. God didn't just say, I'm throwing you in captivity for 70 years because y'all didn't act right. God explained to the people originally that you'd always let the land lay fallow on every 7th year, right? Plant your crops for 6 years in the field, but let that field be by itself for year number 7. It helps the nutrients to regain. So for 70 years, the Israelites did this, but however, they always let the land be used. They never allowed the land to be fallow. So for 70 years, God removed the people out of Israel to let the land lay fallow like it was supposed to. All right. But here's the thing. That isn't the point of this story. The story begins in captivity, yes, but the mood quickly changes like the changing of the wind. Has God disciplined his people here? Yes. Does his discipline have an end? Yes. So, this is the first indication of the godly mindset of this passage. Yes, my people are in exile, but I am about to turn things around. You see, this is a season we're in right now. God is turning things around. We feel like we're helpless. We feel like we're hopeless. We may even be dealing with the consequences of our choices. However, God wants us to remind us that things aren't going to stay that way. God is turning things around. Now, we can remain blind to that. And if so, we'll sit there and remain at that place and not move. But God is going to move. Now, what are his movements that he's intending to tell us? Exactly what the book of Zechariah is telling us. God is moving in your life. It may not feel like it. It may seem like it, but he is. And if you will allow, he wants to show you what he has in store for us and to be aware and alert of God's leading during these last days. Thank you so much for your time, family. I love you so much and I appreciate you. I pray that you have a wonderful day in the Lord. Ecclesia, take your place. Love you guys. Finish well.